Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you had the greatest weekend. We're super excited to have a great show with you guys today. It's your Monday edition of Good Morning Vail right here on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. It's National Chat Box Day, so we're going to talk about the chat box that we have here at TV8. And we have a very special athlete here coming in and somebody else real special. So sit back and relax. We have some great interviews for you guys for your Monday morning. Get ready, everybody. Good Morning Vail on TV8 starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces. Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
feel like I look like such a stiff.
Welcome back to the Good Morning Show here on Good Morning Vail, TV8. I'm your host, Liz, and I messed up when I was doing my opener. I said it was National Chatbox Day. I wish we had our own national holiday, Jen. It's National Podcast Day. But since TV8 has the chat box with myself and this beautiful lady over here, Jennifer Saito, we decided to celebrate a little bit this morning and kick it off on a Monday morning to be super excited. We're both first-time podcasters.
That is correct.
That's
yes.
correct. So, we're celebrating like we're old hat and stuff, but we're new to this.
Brand new.
Yeah, so the Chat Box is a wonderful podcast that we created that our wonderful Danielle Turner decided to let us have a nice podcast studio here at TV8, and that was really cool. And we decided to roll with it, and what we decided to do mostly was focus on mental health.
On mental health, yes, because it is a huge issue in this valley. We know everybody I've met up here knows somebody that's been touched by suicide or has contemplated suicide or has had, some beyond just that, but like other mental issues. In, one of the places that you would not imagine that you would have it, So I think that it's really important for us to have this platform and bring, a platform to our community to kind of reach out and, just connect to people that are fighting mental health issues and offering services to people that can help with their mental health and create community.
That's perfectly said, because that's kind of what was in our vision when we decided to pull this off. We've done, like I said, we started in January, and wow, we're going into 9 months now, almost 10. I know. But what is your favorite part of having the podcast?
So my backstory is that I've been here for 3 years, and I was kind of isolated for about a year and a half of that. I didn't really know anybody except my roommates, and so being part of this podcast, I think being isolated is something that keeps us in our bad mental health states. Mm-hmm. And so it wasn't until I started to become a part of the community and through an improv class through VVTC and met you and started to really get involved in the community in other ways as well, did I really start to feel like a human again and have hope and all of that. So I think what I love about doing this podcast is that we're getting to connect with so many different people within our community that are doing so many cool and amazing things to also outreach to the community. And we've met some really fun people and some really good strategies for maintaining mental health.
Right, and what we were doing for the longest time was we were bringing in life coaches and counselors and people who do yoga and hypnotists. We even had a death doula. I mean, we've had all kinds of people, because we struggle with all kinds of different emotions. And that's been a lot of fun, and we've been really enjoying ourselves. But we wanted to twist it up a little bit, because part of our mental health is humor and music and laughter and contentment. So absolutely. I thought that it was really fun that we decided to add a little bit of extra oomph to the podcast. And as you can see, we have musicians on the show now, and we like to have a little levity.
Absolutely.
The other day, I think I haven't laughed so hard.
We bowled Liz across the stage.
We did. I was a human bowling ball, and it was pretty fun. And what we did was we were raising money, helping for Bowling for Boobs, which is something that's coming up. And where that comes into play with emotional well-being is because a lot of people struggle with cancer or a lot of other health issues. And if we can bring a little light and bring a little joy to their lives and raise a little money.
Yes, absolutely, for such an amazing cause.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's that's the goal.
The goal, 100%.
Right.
Yes. And giving back to our community in whatever way possible.
Exactly. So we're here to always entertain, but always help out with your mental health, your emotional well-being, and also our physical. Oh, look, they're showing the bowling right now. There's oh my God, I don't know why I didn't look up and see that till just now, but yeah. That was so embarrassing.
That's the closest thing I had to a bowling shirt.
That was the closest thing I was to a ball. But as you can see, it was a lot of fun, but we still did something good, and we raised awareness for a very special event that's coming out. National Breast Cancer Month is happening, and just so many great things that are going on. And we also want to invite you, if you think you can contribute to the podcast and the community, of course, please reach out to Danielle or myself here at TV8, or Jen, if you know Jen, and swoop her a note too. But we always want to bring joy and health to our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, we've found through this experience that there's nothing more powerful than being able to share your story and highlight your cause,
Yes.
to the community. And so, we still want to hear your stories and,
Oh, yeah.
start the healing. Like, let the healing begin here,
Let the healing begin! But it's true, and to be honest with you, I mean, we've even brought people in that had suicidal ideologies. I think that's the word, I'm not 100% sure. But, people that have struggled with mental health in a big way. So it's not just people that can help, it's also people that have gone through stuff. We even had a wonderful man here when it was Men's Mental Health Day, because men struggle too.
Absolutely.
They're putting up with us. I mean, come on. Seriously. But I mean, the truth is that we cover every facet of our being, and that's why I love doing the chat box, and I love doing it with you. We both blossomed in something that we've never done before, and it's a lot of fun. Thank God for improv.
Yeah.
I think that helped us. I'm not really sure.
Probably somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there, improv helped us help people with mental health issues. I don't know how that works, but the truth is,
full circle.
Yeah, it is. And to celebrate National Podcast Day, I just want to tell you that you've been a wonderful co-host, and I've been enjoying every single Friday at 4:00, right here in the TV8 podcast studios. We go live on YouTube, and then we are also reshown on Good Morning Vail every Saturday and Sunday after TV8's Good Morning Vail, and that's a lot of fun too. So we get to have extra coverage thanks to everybody here at TV8. I mean, really, I feel very blessed to be part of this family over here.
Absolutely. This has been so amazing. And just we've been able to have so much fun and, talk to so many cool people. So I'm excited to continue doing this with you. And, I think that you also bring such a levity to this situation. Yeah, it's really hard, heavy topics, and I know you've been through a lot, and I've been through a lot, which is kind of also the reason we wanted to do this,
Well, it's true. Like, a lot of people give back in different ways. I know people that have been through something, let's say they've been through breast cancer, like we were talking with Terry from the Vail Valley Charitable Fund. She and other people, not herself, but other people that are doing things for the breast cancer program have been through it. They are survivors. Yeah. And so I was like, well, what do I do about surviving all my mental health issues? So I decided to do this podcast and do it with you and bring levity and love and light to our community and help people with their mental health and emotional issues. Just in closing, because we've already chatted for long enough, what would you like to tell everybody about the podcast to get them interested so they can start tuning in?
Well, it's so much fun. It's going to be a way that we can reach out to the community, that you can come and share your story and help heal others too. Storytelling is so powerful, and I think this is an amazing platform we've been blessed with, to be able to share our stories and other people's stories with our communities. And so I hope to see you out about in Vail in Eagle County, and come share with us, come play.
Oh my God, I love this woman so much. This is Jennifer Saito, co-host with me, Liz Farron, for the Chat Box, celebrating National Podcast Day right here on Good Morning Vail on TV8. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today.
Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
This show looks at anything that has an engine and a story told by the owners. This is a scooter. Have you had it the whole time?
I have not. It's actually the third time I've owned the car.
Sell, regret, sell, regret. To the actual prototype GT40, I got to sit in that car.
Oh, I gotta get me one of these, man.
We've got all the muscle, the speed, and the stories.
I got stage 4 cancer. A bunch of friends came together and decided that this thing needed to get done then. A lot of friends came together and made this thing happen.
Hey, if it has an engine and a story, you're going to hear about it on rides. Almost every vehicle, doesn't matter what walk of life you're from, there's some tie to your past.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Popstar Today.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Liz, for your Monday edition of Good Morning Vail right here on TV8. I have another special guest with me right now. This is Pete Wadden. Hello, Pete.
Hi, Liz. Thanks
How
for
are
having
ya?
me. Doing well
Good.
this morning. How are you?
I'm great. It was really nice corresponding with you in the last couple of weeks because I've been trying to get you onto TV8 because you guys do something really special, and it's Restore the Gore. There you are. And then we're going to be talking about a couple of things. First, I want to talk about the monthly situation that you guys have over at Restore the Gore, and then I want to know about the lunch with the locals that you guys have coming up as well.
Yeah, of course.
So please give us some information, just in case nobody understands what Restore the Gore is all about, how you came about, and what you have going on for the community.
Yeah, so Restore the Gore is a program of the Town of Vail's Sustainability Department. Our goal is to get Gore Creek back on track. It's
Nice.
failed to meet state standards for aquatic life for a number of years. It's still a great place to go fishing. It's still a beautiful stream, and the water's clean, but it's not as pristine as it used to be.
Okay.
So Lunch with the Locals, the event that we're hosting on Wednesday, is one of our educational programs to try to get the word out to the community about what they can do with their landscaping practices, waste disposal and things like that to be a part of solving the problem that Gore Creek is facing.
I think that's incredible, and I'm not trying to be mean-streaked, but there's nothing more disgusting than seeing garbage around the lake and the river and things like that. I mean, I love the river. I'm always somewhere near a river, and nothing upsets me more than seeing trash.
Yeah, I don't think there are a lot of people who intentionally dispose of trash near waterways. One of the things a lot of people don't realize is that storm drains, the open grates in our streets, flow directly into the rivers and creeks.
Yummy!
So, yeah. So everything that comes off our roads ends up in those storm drains, and occasionally we see people, I think out of ignorance, not out of
I hope that's the
malice,
case.
dumping things down those storm drains that don't belong there. But it's essentially the same as dumping it straight in the creek.
Yikes. And to be honest with you, and I tend to agree with you on that, but there are also times where I saw a sign the other day near a hike, and it says, please dispose of your beer cans, do not leave them on the trail. And then there were like a bunch of beer cans under the sign. That's malicious.
Maybe that's a step in the right direction.
I don't
close
know.
to the
Put them in
sign.
your car. I don't
Yeah.
know. But my point is that it's really important to get the sustainability back and to get the clean rivers and the water.
Yeah, we all
system.
enjoy the outdoors around here. We need to be responsible for them.
Yes. So that's interesting that it goes into the storm drains and things like that. So how can we, fix that situation?
There's a lot of infrastructure work to be done by our municipalities, and the town of Vail is taking big steps and making big investments in that. But things that average people can do, or if you're washing your bikes or washing your car, do it over grass or gravel. Don't do it on a street or a driveway that's going to drain into the storm drains.
That's big information.
Yeah,
Really, it is.
It's something that a lot of people don't think about. Or just go to a car wash. Those all have
Where do they go?
Proper disposal.
Oh, they
a
do.
lot of them are recycled water situations, and eventually when the water gets too nasty, it goes to a water treatment plant, unlike those storm drains that go right into the creek.
Wow, so that is something I bet a lot of people didn't know. Just having you on here this morning, just to say that alone, is big news, because I didn't know that.
I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And so tell us about what Lunch with the Locals will be all about on Wednesday.
Lunch with the Locals is a really fun monthly event that Town of Vail hosts in partnership with Eagle River Water and Sanitation District and High Five Access Media. It's on a Wednesday. We've got one coming up this Wednesday, October 2nd. Free lunch and a presentation about something related to ecology, water quality, sustainability. Recently we've talked about the Water and Sanitation District's drought planning, drought response planning, looking into the future, securing our water resources in the valley for the future. This week's just going to be kind of fun. We're going to talk about one of my favorite local birds, the American dipper.
The American dipper. What? Okay, I'm interested right now.
Yeah,
a dipper bird. Are those the ones that go in a dip and get their stuff?
Yeah, sounds like you've seen them around the rivers and creeks.
I just kind of guessed, but
yeah, they're aptly named. They're North America's only aquatic songbird. They've got so many cool adaptations, and they're really good indicators of stream health because they depend on healthy bug and fish populations in the creeks. They're also, while they're kind of a bland-looking gray bird, they're a good bird to talk about in the fall because they're a songbird that doesn't migrate. They stick it out with us like all the other locals through the cold winter.
Oh my gosh.
And keep diving in the streams. So we'll talk about some of their adaptations and where you can see them around the valley and things like that, and how to look out for them and appreciate them.
How do they dive into a frozen stream? Did they hurt their beak?
I think they find some spots of open water, but they do go under the ice. They're pretty.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're pretty
I'm so
incredible little
intrigued.
birds.
I've learned more in the last 3 minutes than I've known for a whole month already. That's really interesting. And so it does sound like it's a fun event.
Yeah.
And everybody gets to gather and meet each other and get some great information from you guys.
And great food.
And I was going to say, who does the food?
We're getting our food this week from Alpine Pizza Company. So we'll have
nice.
pizza and salad from a local place right in Lions Head Village.
Nice.
Yeah, they're great. They give us great food. Alpine
And what time
Pizza's
will that
amazing.
be at for everybody?
That's at noon on Wednesday at the Grand View Room, which is the top deck of Lions Head parking structure.
Nice.
And I think it'll be a great day to hang out in the Grand View Room. We should be seeing peak fall colors out the windows on Vail Mountain in the background.
I mean, nothing sounds more interesting than this, because you get to have a lunch, you get to sit there and enjoy the absolutely stunning views, as well as learning a little bit about our ecology and the systems that we go through and things like that. So what are some other methods that people can do as far as keeping our rivers and streams clean?
Well, there are great ways to volunteer. We're kind of getting towards the end of the volunteer season, but I'd encourage people to sign up for the Eagle River Coalition's newsletter.
Yes.
They host the annual river cleanup in the fall, which just happened. Collects 4, 5, 6 tons of trash from waterways around the valley each year. And even bigger than that is the spring highway cleanup that collects 20 to 30 tons of trash from along our roadways.
Now, this can't just be storm drains.
No, it's not just storm drains. I mean, that's the way a watershed works. It's a funnel.
Really?
Everything goes downhill. So if we're picking up trash along the highways, we're preventing trash from entering our waterways eventually.
That's amazing. I can't believe you guys pull this off every year, but it's really incredible. And the people that come out to do stuff like this are just our regular locals that live, work, and play and thrive here.
Yeah.
So I know that everybody does care about the cleanliness and the pollution. And of course, when it trickles down into our rivers, that's when you really have to call a halt to it.
Yeah, we all depend on the water, so it's pretty important to keep it clean.
Yeah, we do need to do that. And how long have you been with Restore the Core?
I've been working for the town of Vail for about 8 years. Before that, I was at Walking Mountain Science Center doing similar work for trying to educate the community about sustainability issues and and improve our ecosystem. So yeah, this has been a passion of mine for a long time.
I was going to say, you really are into this type of situation
Yeah.
with your community, which is really nice that we have people like you here to help us and to teach us and to maybe, do a little educating, because I know that I do everything I can to keep trash where it belongs. And then I realize that a lot of the recycling stuff isn't getting recycled, and then we find out, how do we get better with that?
Yeah, there's a lot to keep track of. Recycling has been a topic at Lunch with the Locals in the past. I mentioned, maybe before we were on air, that all of our past meetings have been archived on High Five Access Media, so
Nice.
you can go back and check those out. But as far as waste diversion is concerned, Eagle County does better than most of Colorado or most other rural counties in the U.S. But some of the biggest things you can do are to read the signs at your recycling drop site, and probably the most important thing is take your recycling out of plastic bags. Those
Yes.
plastic trash bags.
Right, those
the-
are not recyclable.
They're not recyclable, and they get gummed up in all the machinery that sorts the recycling into bottles and cans and glass and things like that. So the simple act of opening your bag and dumping it out into the recycle bin or into the dumpster really goes a long way towards making sure stuff gets recycled.
No, I agree with you, and I do that. I literally take my bag of cans or bottles, and then I take them out. And then I like when we go to the outdoor festivals, I call it garbage cornhole, because you're like, which hole do I throw my trash in? But there's always somebody there to guide you, which is really cool. And at first you might think it's dorky, but it's really important, and we can only thrive, and our beautiful town can just stay as beautiful as it is. We can always do better.
Yeah, we can always do better. There's always more to learn. I mean, waste diversion is hugely important. I think the Routt County landfill is close to filling up, so we're not at risk of that. Or Pitkin County, rather. I'm sorry,
Pitkin
County is close to filling up. We're not at risk of that here, but if we're not careful about our waste diversion, we could find ourselves in a very practically difficult situation.
And what happens when you get filled up like that?
You've got to find somewhere else to put the trash.
Burn it? No, because then the smoke. Then the smoke, right?
Yeah, that's a complicated topic. There are places where they burn garbage. Sweden is very, very big into burning garbage, and they claim to have achieved total green energy, but they're burning trash to do it. So, or totally off of fossil fuels. But so it's complicated. There's just really not an easy solution. We have to be thoughtful about it and educate ourselves.
All right, and also maybe the people that create our products can put them in different types of packaging. That would be something, but we can't really touch on that because that has nothing to do with us here.
No, it's all related. Using less plastic is a huge step you can take as a consumer.
Right. Well, I can't tell you how much I've learned today with you. Pete, this is great. It's Pete Wadden, everybody. And it's Restore the Gourd. Make sure you make it over to Lunch with the Locals on Wednesday. You can learn a lot about sustainability and the wonderful things that they do. I can't thank you enough for being here.
Thanks for having me,
I love your passion, and it really shows through.
Thanks so much. Great to be here.
My pleasure, everybody. Pete Wadden for Restore the Gourd. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Vail after this.
Good morning, Vail.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Coming at you from around the world. The biggest names in sports, entertainment, and business.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's no way.
Exclusive access and one-on-one conversations.
Yeah, you guys really did some deep research.
I don't think we should give him any more information.
In depth with Graham Bensinger.
every day around the world. When tragedy, danger, and disaster strike. When life and death hang in the balance. We look to the heroes among us.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Liz, for your Monday edition of Good Morning Vail here on TV8. I was just looking at the screen and my heart is stopping. This is David Hermes. Is that how you say your last name?
Yeah, Davis.
Davis Hermes.
Hermes.
And say it again?
Hermes.
Hermes. See, I'm doing everything wrong this morning.
All good.
Hermes. I always thought it was Hermes, like that expensive handbag company.
We can be fancy.
We're fancy today here at TV8. Davis, I am really excited to have you here. We were watching that slacklining incident on the TV just a minute ago, and I got dizzy just watching it, and that was you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, first let me explain, you were one of the inaugural athletes for the GoPro Games, which I'm really excited about coming up. Already coming up again, and we're really excited about that because we have it every year here. But before we touch on the games, what is that slacklining all about?
Well, that's a loaded question, I feel like. Slacklining is, just like a lot of outdoor sports, it's just like about enjoying nature, and getting outside and doing what you like to do. The slacklining that you just saw, it's called highlining. So, you always start in a park and slowly you level up. And then just like climbing, maybe you start in a gym, you meet the right people, someone can take you outside and you can start setting up bigger and longer lines. I do something
you
called
are insane.
Highline freestyle, yeah. So I do tricks and flips and spins on it.
How high up are you there?
This line is probably maybe 200 meters or so.
Oh my
600
gosh,
feet.
look at, holy, oh my gosh.
That's in Lyons, Colorado. That's in Utah. That's Fisher Towers. Castleton in the background, a really well-known feature.
This is madness. I'm absolutely, I'm never speechless, but watching you do that just makes my stomach go upside down and everything. So you start low and you just keep making your way up to do that?
slow, safe progression, so when I highline and do stuff like that, I'm tied in, I'm safe.
You are.
There's two of everything. It's actually a lot safer than just getting in your car, for me to come here in the morning.
Wow.
As long as you know what you're doing, of course, and you do what you're supposed to be doing. But yeah, I started with between two trees, 20 feet long, a couple feet off the ground, and that's where I think most people start.
Yeah, I've seen it at Nottingham Park.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've
It's
seen
one
that.
of the places I went first,
Really?
like 12 years ago now.
Oh my God, you look so young. I can't even imagine 12 years ago. You were like in high school.
I was lucky. I was in middle school, so
Oh my God.
I got lucky finding slacklining when I was 12 years old.
That's incredible, and you obviously found your passion.
I
Now
did.
tell me about the GoPro Games and what is your involvement with that?
The mountain games are every year in June. I've been involved in different capacities for, 10 years on and off, 12 years on and off now. I competed in the trick lining for the first couple years that I was involved in slacklining. Now I organize with two other athletes the actual trick line comp that happens there, as well as perform over the international bridge. Hopefully, maybe we have different lines this year. I always, of course, want more slack lines, more slack lines,
Right.
more slack lines. Sometimes that doesn't work, but we're pretty happy with what we have too. Cool thing about the Mountain Games, and kind of full circle about being on the inaugural athlete team, is the Mountain Games is where I first saw slacklining. So that event actually is what exposed me to the sport that now is my occupation in the summer and pretty much all I want to ever do.
That's incredible. You know, nothing is better than following your passion and doing what you love and then experiencing people's reactions to it. I know it's not till June, but I get so excited it doesn't matter because I'm always
Me
excited
too.
for summer. Even in the middle of winter, I'm like, when's summer coming? And the GoPro Mountain Games is one of the big reasons why. There's just so many events that take place there. And it is through the Vail Valley Foundation, which is an amazing organization here in our community. What is your tie-in with them as far as I know they run the GoPro Mountain Games? Do you guys all work together, correct?
With the VVF, you're
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the VVF is, I mean, they're amazing. Everyone on their staff that I've ever worked with, and I'm sure that anyone that works with the VVF can say this. VVF has every part of their team dialed. They're super helpful in organizing whatever it is, and they make stuff happen.
Yeah, they
Obviously,
do.
that's why the Mountain Games is what it is.
It really is true, but we also
awesome event
need
that it is with
the athletes like you. And so what is it like to be part of the inaugural team?
It's, I can't put like a short answer on it, but it is special, like I said, because it is also the event that exposed me to the sport that I so love, and it's awesome that I get to be involved now in kind of an organizational side of things as well as performing side of things. It's really cool to feel supported by, you know, the community as well, and obviously this is a local event. We're in Vail. It's my hometown, so it feels very close to home, and it's it's special to be supported by a full circle,
I bet,
local gathering event, you know, all the above.
Well, you know what the coolest thing is that you mentioned is that you saw the slacklining on the GoPro Games and it got you intrigued.
Yeah.
So if you think about all the other sports and athletes that are part of the GoPro Games, imagine how many young minds are opened up to
totally.
something new, and maybe people have also chosen a new career because of that.
Yeah, so that's like one of the things that's really special about being able to take part in these outdoor events is you're exposing, you know, whatever you're doing to, you know, whether it's kids, you know, or adults, you know, maybe it's 80-year-olds, you know, however, whatever age. And it's really cool to bring something new to someone else and to have that opportunity. And, you know, now I feel like a lot of people know what slacklining is, or mountain biking, obviously. That's much bigger, broader sport. But it's cool to have that opportunity to present something in your way to other people.
Absolutely. I mean, have you ever had any youngsters come up to you and ask you all about what you do and how how you start?
Yeah, absolutely. Tons, and youngsters and oldsters.
Oldsters? I want to be 70 years old and
That's another cool
slackline.
thing about slacklining. It's like cool to start at any time. You know, it's actually a pretty forgiving sport. Of course, maybe not if you're starting on the high lines. You
There's
know,
no forgiveness
and trying to
there.
do tricks and things like that. But as far as just walking, you know, it's actually really good rehab for like maybe you had a knee surgery.
Really?
You're like kind of Of course, you start low. You don't set up something that's everything within reason, you know, but you can set up a line as small as you want, and it can be really good for training those stabilizer muscles that you never use. And
wow.
But yeah, oldsters, youngsters, everyone. I've had a good range of people ask how to get involved, and that's a cool thing about outdoor events. Yeah, all the time. It's all I do. Yeah,
so let's talk about that.
I try and slackline 5-6 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not always, doesn't end up always being that. You know, sometimes you have life items here.
Yes.
Here, but it's my work in the summer. I am a professional slackliner, so anytime that I can train, absolutely, I'm out on the line training.
Do you do it for sponsors as well?
Yeah.
You do. So kind of like a Red Bull guy, but it's a slackline guy.
A mountain games guy.
A mountain games guy. That is really, really cool. So you must feel very special and just proud of yourself for taking something that you had a passion for and turning it into a career and lifelong experience.
Yeah, proud for sure. I'd say most of the time I don't necessarily think too much about that. I just do what I like
just
to
do
do,
it.
honestly. Like when I saw slacklining at the mountain games, it called me in such a unique way. I cannot describe it. I didn't even have to get on the line to tell myself I want to do that. I was 12 years old, like I said. I said I'm going to do that every day. I did for over 2 years, almost 3 years. I did it every day. I was going before school, after school. I lived right across from Single Tree Park at the time. I was obsessed. I am obsessed still. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
Well, you have to remain obsessed and passionate about what you do, otherwise you might fall over or something like
Sure.
that. But I mean, I like that you're strapped in and that you're safe, because you're like, I don't know, when you said meters, I don't know meters, I'm not good at math, but I know
Yeah, it's
that-
like 600 feet.
Okay, so that's insane.
It's up there.
But you're also schooled, and you know you've been doing it long enough to know that you can pull that off. What is your advice to people that would love to try it? Start off.
Have fun. You know, it's got a really strong, stiff barrier to entry, and a lot of people sometimes when they approach a slackline for the first time, and a lot of things actually that they might enjoy that not even slackline related. You know, people get turned off sometimes when things are really hard. You know, or it feels impossible, and like don't get turned down when something feels impossible. Like just know, like especially if there's an example of someone that has done it. Obviously, it is possible. Keep going. Try again. It might feel impossible, and that is okay.
And that's like anything in life.
Yeah,
You got to keep pushing yourself. And I can't thank you enough for being here, Davis. This was a really enlightening conversation. And I mean, I guess you probably have to train all year long for June just to keep yourself in shape and to keep yourself, you know, right there.
Yeah, I train for mostly, I mean, the exhibitions and stuff like in the mountain games is fun. I don't compete in the trick lining. I compete in the highline freestyle stuff, which is a different division. It's like mogul skiing versus super G,
gotcha.
you know, completely different things. But I do compete in other competitions. And,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck with everything, all your competitions and everything else. It's Davis Ermes. I don't want to say your name. And he's with the inaugural athletes, one of the amazing athletes with the GoPro Mountain Games, which are in June, but it's all year long for planning and strategizing. And I just want to thank you very much for being here, Davis.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And you're a pleasure to get to know.
Thank you. Likewise.
All right, everybody, just remember the GoPro Mountain Games and remember to look up for Davis when you are there. This is Good Morning Vail on TV8. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunities of points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point of this competition.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Create fall memories in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
It sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No.
Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
This is Necklace. This easy-to-use, non-surgical alternative improves the appearance of sagging skin around your neck and jawline. Made from medical-grade tape, Necklace lasts up to 10 hours, giving you a firmer, smoother look all day long. Women everywhere are thrilled with the results.
Necklace is my time machine, and I'm loving life again.
Necklace is way better than surgery. It's cheaper and it's easier.
Use the on-screen QR code or visit sagnomore.com to order now. We even give you a money-back guarantee. Try Necklace today.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Liz. What's your favorite part of the morning? For me, it's food. I love to eat, but sometimes I'm really rushing. Like I'm trying to get out the door to get here to TV8 on time and do everything. And sometimes I don't have enough time to get something really special into my belly to start my day. Well, we love having Kim in the kitchen here. She always comes up with these great ideas. And what she has this morning is a quick breakfast on the go for us to learn about and do real quick in the kitchen so we can get on our merry way. Let's find out all about this breakfast on the go with Kim.
Well, welcome back to the show. I love getting into the kitchen and trying fun, fast, and easy recipes that help fuel my week and beyond, especially when I have busy mornings hosting the show here in the mountains. So it definitely takes some time to be prepared. We're going to go ahead and make an easy version of an egg cup. So you may have heard of the Starbucks egg cups. We've done the recipes in the past and made copycat recipes, but I'm telling you, this is even more simple and it's packed with protein. So I've got 3 ingredients here plus some spices. We've got ham. You can do any sort of deli meat or bacon or whatever it is that you may like. I've got cheddar cheese, just a sprinkle on top, and then eggs. And this is going to be one of the easiest breakfast recipes that you can make, I promise. So we're just going to spray our pans down. You know, it doesn't really matter. You don't need a ton of it, but just a little bit. It's always good to have a little bit of extra grease. And then we're going to take the ham or whatever breakfast meat or deli meat of your choice is, and we're going to line our cups with the ham. So this is the part that's probably going to be the hard part because you want to keep your pieces of ham intact as you are sticking them into the egg cups. Now, who doesn't love a little ham, egg, and cheese? You know, that's my breakfast go-to, and especially if I can have it as a healthy egg bite, just to grab and go, pop it into the microwave, or you can pop it into your air fryer, whatever it is that you use to heat up your breakfast. But we're just going to continue to layer our cups just like this. So you're just going to stick them right smack in the center there, nice and easy. We've got our oven preheating to 350 degrees. So that's probably the most prep work you're going to have to do for this, is make sure your oven is ready to rock. And that's the easiest part of this whole recipe. But this is definitely a favorite of mine. I follow a lot of celebrity trainers and nutritionists and things on social media, and my favorite celebrity personal trainer is Erin Opria, and she's in incredible shape, and this is one of her easy go-to breakfast recipes, especially for those of us that are getting up early. We are on the go. So I'm going to continue to layer this ham into, I don't want to rip my ham here as I'm pulling it apart, but we're just going to continue layering it into our cupcake tins, just like that. We sprayed it with a little bit of olive oil. Yeah, it looks great. It's basically, in my opinion, this is the cupcake wrapper for eggs in the morning. It's a pretty good, fun and easy way to do it. And this is a great recipe if you have kids. They can help you prep this if they like to get into the kitchen with you. If you also just don't really want to put a lot of time and effort and use a lot of dishes, it's a one-pan dish. So that's the best part of this. It's a quick and easy meal prep to make on the weekends if you're getting ready to go out and about. They pack well, they reheat well. It's just one really delicious way to have your breakfast. I don't know about you, but sometimes I get tired of just, your quick and easy oatmeal or scrambled eggs. So this is a fun way to do it as well. So we've got our last cupcake tin. And then what we're going to do is we're going to crack 12 eggs. We're going to crack 1 egg per cupcake tin. We're just going to stick them right smack in the middle. So all you'll need is a dozen, which we've got right here. We're just going to crack it. And then it's okay if the yolk breaks, but you're just going to slide it right into the middle of that cupcake tin or just like that. We're gonna fix this one because I like to make sure that everything is all around all the edges. So we'll crack it, looking good here. Great. Easy as pie, or should I say easy as cupcakes? Whoever came up with the term easy as pie anyways, you know, it's one of those things that I've always wondered about, like where do these phrases come from? But easy as cracking an egg, just like I like to say it. Now you can add a little salt and pepper to it if you want to. I'm gonna add a little garlic powder and some salt. We're just gonna keep on cracking these eggs just like that. Just let it plop into our muffin tin. Great, we're doing good. You're doing good, sweetie, is how I like to say it. Just like my favorite momager, celebrity momager. There we go. All right, we're cracking it in, looking great. Almost done here. And if I weren't doing this live on camera, I'd be a whole lot faster cracking these eggs because we'd just be getting it done. I just want to make sure that you can see exactly what it is that I'm doing here. It's okay if you make a little bit of a mess because that's the point of cooking in the kitchen. If you're not making a mess, it means your recipes are not as good as they should be. We've got 2 more eggs to go. Oh, no, I lied. We've got 3 more eggs to go. There we go. We're going to finish cracking these eggs just like that. All right, looks great. Now you don't need to put a ton of salt into this because it already has that base of ham. Ham is already naturally a salty protein. And if you were to do bacon, you can always just you can layer bacon kind of like a cross if you have that. You can just crisscross them, stack it on top of each other. But ham to me is like the easiest way to do it. You can always put Canadian bacon in here too, which is basically just a thicker version of ham. All right, we've cracked all of our eggs. I'm gonna wipe my fingers off here. I'm gonna pour some cheese into a bowl because I don't want to contaminate my packaging because we may have some cheese and we'll save it for later. So I'm gonna just pour some of this cheese into a bowl here, just like that. You don't need a ton because we're just gonna sprinkle it lightly on top. All right, we've got the cheese going there. We're gonna add a little salt, just a little bit, across the top, just like that. Looks great. Nice and easy breakfast prep. What's great about this too is like once they're cooked, you can pop them in the freezer. So you've got them for leftovers, but I'm telling you, you're gonna want a couple of these puppies and they're not gonna last long, especially if you have a house full of more than one person. You know, these are gonna be a quick pop. And then you really cook them as long as you want to, you know, however long you feel like you like to have your eggs cooked. I would probably bake these for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25, but if you like them a little more runny, you can just pop them out a little earlier. Who doesn't love ham, egg, and cheese? I mean, I do, for certainly. It sounds like our oven is ready to go. So look at that perfect timing. While we were prepping this, our oven was preheating. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little more cheese on the rest of these here, just like that. All right, it's looking great. Looks like a breakfast cupcake to me. All right, might as well use the rest of this cheese that we've got going on here. No cheese left behind is what I like to say. I think I've said that a couple times on the show here. All right, looks good. Let's pop them in the oven. And here we go. We've got a quick egg bite breakfast cupcake. Looks good to me. Now we'll be back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Good morning, Vail.
Well, it looks like a bright and beautiful day today. Get out there and enjoy your Monday afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in to Good Morning Vail on TV8. I want to thank my guests, Jen Saito, for coming in to celebrate National Podcast Day. Don't miss the chat box on Fridays here at TV8. I also want to thank Pete Wadden from Restore the Gore. Make sure you get on over to Lunch with the Locals this Wednesday. It sounds like an exciting experience. And then Davis Hermes, the inaugural athlete from the GoPro Games. Have a great day, everybody. I'm Liz from TV8.
There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events,